Hello guys, welcome to Future Omen. So this is my second video in SEO fundamental series. So today I'm going to talk about title tag hacks. In last video I discussed how to write a meta tag and meta description. In today's video I'm specifically going to explain you 6 hacks which you can implement in your strategy so to increase the CTR. So before starting all these hacks, first let me explain you what is a cognitive bias. Cognitive bias is an independent different concept. It's not that I'm going to explain everything here, but this is going to help us with these two factors, that is implementing a number strategy and date strategy. It's been observed that people tend to choose or identify dates more if there are 2 options available and one without a dates, without a numbers, and other with the dates and with a number. People choose to identify or memorize the things or make a decision which actually give options to them as a date or numbers. So this is what the cognitive bias. We all possess this kind of bias and we are only utilizing, leveraging the power which already exists. We're just using it for our benefit. So while writing a title tag, we should keep all these 6 factors in mind. So I'll start with the numbers. Before you start writing a title tag, try to use numbers whenever it's possible and whenever it makes sense. Not that you just start stuffing the numbers unnecessary. It should make a sense, but when it at the point when it makes a sense, you should use it. Like for example, this title is 7 tips to increase your productivity. So the article must be about the productivity, increasing the productivity. This could have been tips to increase the productivity, but instead of just tips to increase the productivity, we are using 7 tips to increase the productivity. So if there is an option, there are 2 titles in front of any user. One is tips to increase the productivity, second is 7 tips to increase productivity. There is more likely, due to the cognitive bias, more likely the user will click on the title which mentions 7 tips to increase the productivity. And the reason behind this is because as a person, as a user, what I will think, this article specifically mentioning about the 7 tips to increase productivity. So they must have gone deeper into it, and while analyzing different tips, they just come up with the 7 tips. So what I will think that these 7 tips are very important. Either I will think in other way, what are those 7 tips? So all I will do, I will just go for this article. So this is how it can be helpful. So whatever your titles you have already written for your different blog posts, just try to implement this strategy, that using a number strategy. Second is date, using a dates. It is also same. It's also same thing. It's also utilize the cognitive bias of users. All you need to do is implement whenever use dates whenever it's required. For example, the title here is 10 SEO strategies 2019. Now, user behavior when it comes to online user behavior is completely different. The way we consume books, knowledge, and the way we consume knowledge through the books is completely different than the way we consume knowledge on the internet. Because whenever we consume knowledge on the internet, specifically, like we want something fresh. We don't want consume knowledge which is 5 years beforehand. Like you don't want to read an article which was written in 2012. If that doesn't make sense. It's like SEO itself tells that this is a changing industry. So there are many changing industries available in the market. So when you want to read something, you want to read a fresh thing. Just by putting a 2019 here, because now I am making a decision. There are 3 titles on a search engine result page. User come to that particular page, he find 5 or 10 different articles for a same keyword and for same SEO strategies. But one title which is mentioning 10 SEO strategies and which is mentioned in 2019. What I will think like there are other Other titles are also there, but this specifically tells about 2019 strategy. And in 2019, what I will do, I will go for this article only because I want a fresh article, fresh perspective. That's how it is very important. That's why it's very important. Third thing is optimizing for length, and this is going to be changing like point to point. You'll have to understand. You'll have to keep eye on Google updates, and what the ideal character limit is 50 to 60. You'll have to you just try to keep the whole title under 50 to 60. Otherwise, keep an eye on Google updates. What is the exact character limits, and just try to keep your title under this limit. Fourth is using a synonyms and variants. Now what is this? This is a very important thing which I consider, because many times what happen, we write any article, like we write an article targeting specific keyword, and when we write an article, back of the mind we have a business. We want to sell something. For example, I have taken an example of ice cream here. There is an ice cream parlor. Their business to sell ice cream. Okay. So, what as a marketer, what you can think that ice cream is a keyword here, and you should be like the end user must be looking for ice creams. So, what you will do? You will optimize the page, that particular post with respect to ice cream. You use ice cream as a word, but this is not the case always. It may happen that user may be looking for vanilla ice cream, user may be looking from ice cream packs, or many different words. Like, even though they are looking for ice cream, but it is not 100% clear that they are only looking for keyword ice cream. They are specifically looking for a flavor. They are specifically looking for the pack of ice cream. The word they are using are different, like vanilla ice cream or ice cream pack. Now, when you, by your own study, you will find out that these are the exact keyword or the exact words user prefer when they search for that particular query. Then your task is to use this variation of the or synonyms of the keyword you are targeting in the title tag. By using this, what will happen? That you will able to your page will be able to populate, like you will able to come to the search engine result page based on the different queries. Now, fifth point, and that is very important, is to using a call to action. This is a very important and most important factor when writing any title tag or writing even meta description. In call to action, because when someone is reading your title tag, obviously you are actually optimizing using all these factors. But if there is a trigger in the title that actually stimulate user to do or take any action, that is very important. Like words like action words like buy, friend, find, download, search, listen. These words specifically tell the user what to do. It's not that just by putting these words in the title you are going to get actions, but at least subconsciously you are appealing to users. And the moment he saw download, the moment he read a download, there is a possibility that if in mind he has interest to download something, he may click on the particular that your title and may go visit your site and may end up downloading the thing which you are offering. So these words are very important. And sixth and last thing I am going to explain is mentioning the top referring keywords. Now, how to use it? Mentioning the top referring keywords, it can be done using a Google Search Console. Like when you, for your website, when you look for Google Search Console report, there you will find, for example, you are targeting one page. You have written for example, I have taken a same example, the ice cream page. You have written an article on benefits of XYZ ice cream flavor or something like that. You have written a post on this particular thing. Now, what happened? You have written a post and it's even a ranking SARP. In the first page you are getting a result. Now the thing is, what you were targeting keyword ice cream, like otherwise vanilla ice cream for example, but you find out that in a search console report, the keywords which search console, Google search console is showing is not exactly vanilla ice cream but ice cream pack or some other keyword. So what this tells that for those different keywords your post is ranking. So what you will do, you will just look for a Google search console report, find out for which keywords your page is basically ranking. All you have to do is just use those referring keywords and optimize your title tag copy according to that. And what it will do, it will actually boost your ranking and even a CTR, because this is a very natural way to deal with this SARP. Like, I'm a user, I'm searching for vanilla ice cream. The moment I'm searching for vanilla ice cream, I just put I just search for vanilla ice cream, and there's a result showing. And if I found out the same keyword in any of the results, then I'm more likely to click on that particular title, and that's it. So this is how. So if you are going to use the 6 strategies, the 6 things in title tag, you will find out you will be able to increase your CTR, click-through rate will be increased, and because of your CTR is increasing, Google get a signals that people are preferring this particular page or this particular post. Then Google even tend if your content is also good, then Google will rank your page higher. So what I'm telling is just implement these 6 strategies. But it's not that you should just make a checklist that whether the same title is optimized with the numbers, with the length, with synonyms and all this. It is not always required. Many times it's not required to put a number into it. So don't unnecessarily stop things. But when it required, when it makes a sense, and when you can leverage the power of those hacks, then you must do it. You must not lose the opportunity here. So that's it for the day. I will request you to subscribe and comment if you have any question regarding this particular session, and I will be keep updating the different topics related to SEO fundamentals. So keep watching and please don't forget to subscribe.